Welcome my friends, this is Maniacal Incorporated, and today I am going to expand my gnomish city utilizing the power of soup. This is EcoGnomix. As we can see, little gnomes running around carrying resources to various different buildings. A big thank you to the devs for sending me on a copy of this to check out. I'm playing it on PC, but it has recently launched on Switch, and it is a roguelike with city building aspects. We can see them taking resources from this central building to these lumber mill, we have a kitchen, and they're making secondary resources which we can use on our descents deep below the city, and which we can also use to upgrade our gnomes. I think the easiest way of explaining EcoGnomix is to actually get a run started. So over here, we can just about see it, is the Codex of the Secret Gnome Society, which Benjamin discovered. So we click on Benjamin. I'm going to take some food. I'm going to take some material rations, so we can carry 3 items, which allow various different things throughout the game. I think we'll carry a voucher, which will allow us a reroll, and we will start. First off, the soundtrack for this is absolutely fantastic. There isn't a lot of variety in the music, but what little is there is absolutely fantastic. I've been playing this over on Twitch with the last while, getting through the tutorial, getting through the early stages of the game, and that's what I tend to do, is start off or get an early look at the game on Twitch, and then, if I think that the channel would benefit from it, I'll put up a lengthier video here once I know what I'm doing, because there's a good chunk of videos on YouTube of people, their very first experiences of the game, maybe they're not entirely sure what they're doing and they miss out on some of the main or the core concepts. So if you want to check out my early attempts at some of the games that you see here on this channel, do go and check out the link to my Twitch channel below in the description. We'll actually get started here. This is our area. We can not go to the next cave. We actually click on Benjamin to go to the next cave. We must do something here. We're going to deploy some gnomes. So we have some chicken to gather. We have some tree stumps, which are living creatures. If we block them off, they will attack us. Do we have any good areas to utilize the power of soup? We actually can't utilize the power of soup on the first level. There's a small bat nest which is going to cause trouble for us if we don't deal with it quickly, and here we have a broken tile which will collapse at the start of the next round, so if we place a gnome there, they're going to get injured. We'll select from our gnomes. We have our food gnomes. I think the best thing we can do is deploy a boomeranger. Boomeranger? I hardly know her. So what he's going to do is he's going to throw a boomerang at one of these guys. It's going to bounce off and hit one of these. So we're going to get a good chunk of food to start with. And we're also going to need some material. If I place this guy over here, so he costs a certain amount of wood that you can see in the top right hand corner. If I place him here, he's actually going to start by attacking this tree stump. That's going to move off, and then he'll concentrate on the trees. We need food to feed the bats. So there's our food, our offering to the bats. You can hear them flying around. So at the end of this turn, we're going to lose 5 food. We have 20, we're going to lose 5. So that's why we need to keep gathering food here, and we need to gather timber to make more gnomes. So each of these guys has 7 actions. You can see we're getting a lot of food down there. We got 13 food and we got 5 wood. So parts of the map have collapsed. The bats have come in, taken the food. There's now 6 bats coming in. And we have options as to what we want to do. We can either go straight on to the next level, or we can see if we can get some more resources here. We might as well see if we can get a few more. If I place you here, there's a chance that we'll get this guy. So this guy is full of 7 wood, 1 gold, and that's the resource that we use for expanding our city. So you can see he attacks that guy. There we go, we actually got all that stuff. Nice. Because this guy ended up being blocked off, he couldn't retreat because one of his friends was in the way. He attacked our poor woodcutter. Now we've no more food to actually gather on this map, and because we didn't attack this small bat nest, it's been adding 1 bat to this total every turn. So what we're going to do is descend down onto the next level, and we actually get to decide where we want to go. We have a mini boss, and then we have, way at the bottom, the boss. So we have a fairly lengthy dive to get through. We'd better keep on moving. We have a treasure chest. Sure, let's go here. Let's see what's here.
Is that treasure?
No, it's carrots.
Yahoo!
We have wood, so we got some extra wood. Fantastic. Now, do we have any? Okay, we've an interesting option. So we place these 2 here. This guy is going to collect wood from these 2 piles. This guy is going to collect food from the doomed chickens. At the moment, I can only have 4 gnomes in my party. We're going to go for food, and we're going to go for a cook. Grabs material from adjacent material gnomes and food from adjacent food gnomes to cook soup. So we're going to place him right there, and we'll put them to work. So he's collecting wood from the material gnome, and he's collecting food from the boomeranger, and produced 15 food. Now the only problem is that we have to be very specific about the placement to try and actually utilize him, and he can't do anything other than cook soup, so he's not going to be able to attack these guys. But my god, that soup can be powerful. I think we've done as much as we can here. We've an opportunity to get a lot of food, but there are no good places to put people. This is actually a bit of a disaster. I'm going to put you there. Oh, nope. That's not going to work. I don't think we're going to get soup. No soup for you. So this is what it's predominantly about, is the placement, trying to get solid placement. So that would be a fantastic place. The amount of food we'd get, but he would end up taking damage. I wonder, would it be best to just let him take some damage? We'll have to put you over here, and you, yeah, there's not a thing you can do. Now what we could do is we could try and place the cook somewhere where he would restrict the movement of these tree stumps, the way they'd only be able to hop back and forth between some tiles. So you can use them to try and kind of cut off regions to force enemies to go in specific directions. Now, the material gnome, the woodcutter, he's going to concentrate, first of all, on this small bat nest. We're going to get 4 food and 2. So do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put you there. So he's going to concentrate on that first of all. And he collects all of it. I thought some of it would come to the cook, but it didn't. Now, place you there. Place you there. Oh, we can't. I was going to place the boomeranger here, but we can't do that. I don't think there's any place that we can actually utilize the soup maker. I'll put you there, and I'll put you there. We'll get a round of lumber and food. So is he going to get... He's going to get 7 from there, and we're consuming 9. So that's our problem, is that we're now... The longer that we remain here, the more food that's being produced. Or the more food that's being consumed, I should say. So we get 7 food, but we lose 9. We're going to drop down, and now we are facing a boss. A root beak. A devil. This is very interesting. This is a very bizarre... This is a very bizarre scenario. I'm going to place you there. And we're in a position to buy a Huntress. Now, the root beak could take off and start going onto these other tiles, and if they do, it's going to be a very short run. So 30 food and 30 wood. 3 gold and 4 claws. Fantastic if we could capture this guy. I'm going to have to put you down here to take care of this thing. So you can see that the chicken is, the root beak is moving in and out. There's not a huge amount of areas it can go to. I think we're going to have to put you there. Oh, devil. So we're down to 17. We should take him out on this turn. Some gnomes have nothing to do. That's, yeah, that's... That's the first time I ever saw that. Now, this guy has just gotten a ton of soup made. 45 soup. It's the first time I ever saw that some gnomes have nothing to do. If we can place him well on these boss fights. Oh, there is soup to be made. There is soup to be made. I think I got 120 soup once upon a time. So much soup. You'd think a man couldn't eat that much soup. You'd be surprised. Now, we have taken a lot of damage. We've taken a lot of damage. I don't think there's any immediate threats, however. So the Huntress has a bow and arrow. And we can upgrade the Huntress to have longer range. They also have an adorable little fox. The Boomeranger, I hardly know her, can be updated to, or upgraded to fire over longer distances. Not too sure if the Woodcutter can actually be upgraded. Or the Soup Maker. I think the Soup Maker makes additional... Soup Maker, make me some soup. I think they can make extra soup. This isn't great. If we want soup, this isn't great. If I place her here, she's actually going to take food away from this guy, which will take it away from this guy. These are the things that we have to consider. So we're losing 11, and we've made 21. And there's now no more soup to be made. Look at the little fox. Does nothing. Does absolutely nothing. Just hangs around, waiting for chicken. That's what happens when you throw boomerangs at chicken. That is the only problem. I didn't mean to do that. I actually meant to go on to the next level. We're gonna. I got distracted. That is the only thing. I've done that twice. I got distracted by the cute little fox. I've done that twice. Clicking this button right next to next cave instead of clicking this guy to go down a level. But you know what? I did it intentionally to damage these guys to show you something on the next level. So this arrow, or this flag, is basically the shop. Now we could steal some food. We can get an extension, chops plants that are exactly 2 tiles away. Flight crew, which is fantastic. So I'm going to take the extension. Ooh, we're actually in a bit of trouble. Because I don't have the wood. And I have a free reroll because of one of the resources that I brought with me. This isn't great. We'll take the flight crew with this guy. So this guy now flies. He flies now? He flies now. That mightn't have been fantastic. We're actually badly caught for wood. We're actually very badly caught for wood. We'll put the Huntress up here. I don't see any great locations. for a lot of things. So he now chops exactly 2 tiles away instead of the tiles adjacent to him. So I can put him there. I could actually actually place him there, place him there. Okay, we got there. We got there. We got some soup made. That's the most important thing. I don't care about anything else. I just care about soup. I don't think we got any lumber, did we? And we do need some. Okay, we did not get a lot of lumber. We're down to... we only have 11. We only have 11. So we have a little rubbish bin. And that will give me 12 if I put that guy in there. And we get 10 if we put the huntress in there. Okay. Let's continue on down. We have another chest. We can get crazy things in these chests. Like sound recordings. Ignore that. That was nothing. Ignore that. That's fine. We can get crazy things in these chests, like sound recordings. Now these devils. Eats 1 food from every adjacent tile on every action. Yields more wood for every food consumed. So we could feed them. Or we could try and kill them. And of course, big chicken. There must be something in the water here. So Big Chicken takes 10 actions, because they have 10 HP, but these guys only make 7 attacks. So we need to either place some hunters and boomerangers around them. The problem is that all of the plants would eat the food. So that would be a bit of an issue. I can place you there. And he'll attack these plants and these bat nests. We might actually want to try and take these out, because these are going to cause trouble for us. And we also have logs. Just some logs. If we turn it over, there's a stick underneath. So let's see what they all hit. Okay, they're concentrating on the bat nest, which is good. We got a chunk of food. Could have been better, could have been worse. So we would need to place you there. Place the huntress there, place the boomeranger. So now the only problem is that we need food, or we need lumber, we need wood, but a lot of that is going to make soup. So we have to kind of measure up what's more important, soup or wood. And what we should be doing is actually transitioning these guys out and bringing... So we could get rid of the soup maker, the cook, and bring in more material guys as we need them. Okay, so we got a bit of wood that time round. So with that wood, what I will do right now is take the boomeranger, sell the boomeranger, and get a new healthy boomeranger. And I think that's about as much as we can do. So let's press. I didn't realize until now, I've played a good chunk of this, I didn't realize he is a little couch, a little big city. Kind of like Friends, Joey and Chandler and Friends. There you go. I wonder if he can kick out the bottom. He's, of course, yeah, keeping the gold close to himself. Good man, Benjamin. Okay, down to another one of these devils. We lost a bit of HP fighting this one the last time. Now, the fact that he has additional range is fantastic. I think we place you there and actually try and, like, restrict them from moving in this direction. So they have this wide open area, so hopefully they won't attack. That actually went very well. I'm not gonna lie, I'm very happy with that. Now our only problem is our Boomeranger is going to get in some trouble if he stays there. I was about to say, depending on where he dies, we could get a lot of soup. Hearty soup. Hearty soup for the bats. Uh-oh. Bat soup jokes. No, no, no. This is what we're pressing. So we could go for an area that has a lot of wood or a lot of meat. So we could go for the wood area and then down to another boss. We could go for the meat, chicken, and down to a chest, or we could go here and get either a shop or the chest. I think we're going to go for the shop, because there's some good upgrades in the shop. And of course, as long as we keep this number positive, we can keep descending, descending, descending. And once we run out of food, that's the run over. We go in this direction. Big chicken. Big chicken can't hurt you. There's a lot of things he can hit there. There's a lot of things that they can pick up. And where's the Huntress? Everyone just kind of gets dumped around the map in crazy directions. Now the Huntress does not have any upgrades. Fantastic. So I will sell the Huntress, because we lose those upgrades if we buy anything with them. I'll put you there to focus on that bat nest. A nice chunk of food, a nice chunk of bats. And we got a chunk of wood as well. Is there any good positioning? Is there any good positioning? Could put you there. Our boomeranger and our cook. The Huntress. Huntress has nothing to do, so they won't collect from something if they don't completely finish it off. So she's not going to collect part of the big chicken. I thought that you would actually attack this thing first, because he's now eating some of the soup. So he's up to 6 wood. So these guys are on 2. That guy's up to 6 because he's full of soup. And our options are, do we want to stay fighting to break him open? We do now have an opportunity, I suppose, to get our hands on big chicken. If I put you there, and the boomeranger, now this guy will take some of the food. That's the only issue. Yeah, we'll go through this one. Crack open big chicken. Crack open meat eating plant. So once this food comes to the boomeranger, some of it, I think, is taken by that plant. After the bats get fed, it was indeed, so he's now up to 4. So you could, if you were desperately stuck for wood, you could try and feed these plants. I am happy, so no, we're not going to press that. We're going to continue down There are some crazy sound recordings in these chests. There are some absolutely insane sound recordings. I've only heard one, and it was crazy. We'll go for the shop. Problem is, we're not going to be able to get everything. Improve your gnomes. Auto-cannibalism is fantastic. Reduce your gnome's max health by 5. Receive 30 food instead. So if we were badly stuck for food, we could basically decrease somebody's health. Range increases the huntress's range. I think we're going to go for that one, and it's handy that we have a brand new huntress. So as soon as I take that, the wood on the far right is going to disappear. So we can't steal the wood anymore. And I could use my free reroll to get some new items here, but we're not going to be able to afford them. So we're very heavily dependent on the cook to keep us going at the moment, which means we're getting very little wood. And there's practically no wood here. And the Huntress now has just a much larger range, so she's going to hit everything in this range. So I do like how this is, it's basically a worker placement. Literally and figuratively, a worker placement game. If we place you there, you will hit some chickens. If we place you there, you will hit a very small amount of lumber. And then we can place you back here. And I'm not too sure what you're going to concentrate on. Are you going to concentrate on the chickens, or are you going to concentrate on the bat nest? Bat nest. Look at all the soup. So 18 soup, but we're losing 20. So he produces extra soup. What is it? 1 meat and 1 timber equals 1 soup, which is equal to 3 food, from what I can understand. Of course, I forgot he actually has the flight crew option as well, so I don't need to place him on the map. I spent good money on that option, and I haven't actually been using it. We could just have the Huntress gather a ton of food. Well, she wouldn't exactly gather a ton of it, but there's no real opportunities unless I place you there. We might get some timber. Not much out of these guys, though. So about 12 food. Got some gold. And lost some food. We're going to continue descending. Another very interesting area. Can I place you there? We can place our flying cook right there. The other great thing about the cook is that they won't take damage, now that they're flying, they won't take damage from being placed on a tile that collapses out from under them. We'll place you here so we can guarantee, well, we won't guarantee big chicken, but we'll hope to get big chicken. Now, as both of these are attacking big chicken, if big chicken explodes, then 5 food will go this way and 5 food will go that way. So they're concentrating on big chicken. I think we got some extra food there. I think we did good. There's not really much of a point, but we'll bring you over there, place you there, so you can fire down. I think you can fire down on these chickens. They'll be taken out by these two anyway. You will get a small bit extra timber. He'll take out one of them and we'll be 1 short. And we can get upgrades that will give them an extra action. So if I could give him an extra action, if he was taking 8 instead of 7, we'd have gotten 2 logs there. So that was a hefty loss of food. That was a hefty loss of food. We do need a lot of different things. Right. We're going to have some vines that are now going to spread across the ground. They're going to take up tiles. I think they can still actually be chopped down by our woodcutter, but as you can see they have 5 health. We now have deer, an easily scared animal that tries to escape to an adjacent tile when hit. First of all, the eyes. Dear God, the eyes. But second of all, the golden horn. Not going to ask questions. I was going to say we've no good place for our... What would you call him? The cook. And we don't. We don't. I don't think I have a good place for anything. On the one hand, we're surviving without food. On the other hand, we do need... Or we're surviving without timber. We do need timber, though, for soup. So I'm thinking about selling one of the people to try and get more timber. So if I put you there, you will attack these. If I put you there, you will benefit from that. Boomeranger, because your range is a bit low at the moment, we're going to go for material. There's also special. I haven't unlocked any of them yet. There's a ninja. I have the woodcutter, and I have the cutto cart. It's a kind of a crazy one. Will I pick it up? I might as well. So they'll chop through here, and once they're finished, they'll actually jump a tile. So this guy, once he finishes, he just stays in his spot. He can't move. But this one will actually start moving around. So if he does a bit of damage to this, they might be able to move on and chop it. Okay, made some rather interesting choices there. That wasn't great in terms of food, I don't think. No, we're losing food fairly quickly. We're losing food fairly quickly. We'll dive. We can place you there. Place you there. I do want to try and get rid of that back nest. Now if I put you there, you'll concentrate on the back nest, and then there's nothing left afterwards. So the problem with the cutto cart is that they then jump onto that spot, and they don't really have anything else that they can do then immediately after that. I think that was another fairly bad turn. We're losing, yeah, we're losing stuff fairly quickly. I actually didn't see this nest over here. These guys have 10 hit points, 18 food, however. Strangely enough, this is actually the guy I kind of need to start getting rid of. Oh, we're in trouble. We're going to get attacked by this thing. Because it has nowhere to go. So I actually need to move you over here. Which then makes you not great. Ooh, this could get us into trouble. I'll put you there. I don't think there's much of a point, though. Yeah, that was a disaster. That was a disaster. We'll dive. We'll pray for food. So, the areas get smaller and smaller and smaller, tougher and tougher and tougher as time goes on. More and more bats begin to appear. Probably made some mistakes on some of the... I think it was that extra turn that I took. Because I lost a good chunk of stuff on that turn, and it kind of weakened me a bit. We do here need... We're going to have to bring that place you there. You're going to come in for a lot of attacks, though. That's the only problem. By placing you there, you're going to come in for a lot of attacks. Oh, the power of soup has abandoned me. I should never have gotten rid of that boomeranger. Boomeranger, I'm sorry, come back, please. Is there anywhere where we can get resources and food? Here is the only place. Yeah, this is going to be a disaster. What's going to happen is that she's going to focus on the back nest and not be able to take that out. We got 12 food, but we're losing 38. So this is a food-heavy area that we're told. And we can't really place anything else down here. So this area hasn't been great. We have 18 food, we're losing 38. I'm gonna shove on. We have 18 food, we're losing 41. So I have a feeling this is where it is all going to come crashing down. I blame Orange Jesus. The random number god. Now what does this thing actually contain? See, that's a lot of work for 6 food and 3 timber. That's a lot of work. Because of these damn deer, there's no place to actually put him. Put the soup maker. Did I rely too much on soup? Has soup let me down? Has the soup abandoned me? That's not a great. See, I can put him there, but he's not going to get. He'll get a small bit. And yeah. No, this is a catastrophe. Are we even going to take out one of the deer? We got up to 46. And it took 42. So deer soup. It's deer, but it saved us. It kept us alive for 1 extra round. We'll dive. We'll dive and we'll die. We're so close. We're so close to that giant chicken that we saw fly across the map earlier on. We'd need to get that deer, and there's not a hope in hell that we can get that deer. We could try to take out that tree purely for resources, for meta progression. Yeah, this is the end. So we're up to 24 and 47 food is consumed. And we barely escaped. So we got to area 18. We get extra lumber for a variety of different reasons. Can we see? There's Benjamin, happy out in his chair. I think they're all actually behind here. We can actually see the ghosts of our brave gnomes floating around in the background. And here are the resources, the items that we got. Yabbada-hee indeed. A minor setback. So now we return triumphantly after that glorious victory. We return to our city. We have our lumber mill, which takes some of the logs, some of the wood that we returned with. So the stuff there that we got at the very end. And it is converted into material rations, which means that we can then take them with us on the next run. So we start with extra rations, which means it's going to take less time for us to get some of the gnomes that we want. And we can take them all. We have our kitchen. So the kitchen is, again, produces basically food rations, which is the exact same. Extra rations so that we can keep the bats fed for longer. Then we have the aerodrome, which gives us a map, which allows you to skip caves. I should have probably done that there in 1 or 2 occasions. And then we have another building. Where's that gone to? I do have that other building, I swear. So these are... We're currently in biome 1, effectively, and then there's 2 more biomes. And if I'd managed to defeat that guy, we would have gone on to the next biome. So there is the Bureau of Forgery, and that allows us to re-roll in the shops. If we go to our build menu, our infrastructure, we can build pats and houses at the moment. I have as much production built as I can, and we have some decorations. There's the carrots that we found on one of the levels, so in case you ever end up with an area where you want to put down some carrots. Carrots. And we can get some crazy, crazy decorations. What we will do is we'll see if we've actually gained any meta progression. So by clicking on the Tome of the Secret Gnomish Society, here are various different things that can be bought with vouchers and with maps. So we can see here that I need 2 vouchers, which will give me a delivery service. So here is our cook. And here is nutritious. Increases the food value of soup by 1. Now, to do that, you would need to buy that at a shop. These red flags are all items that can be purchased at the shop. So these are upgrades. So there is range, which we picked up. Increase the huntress's range. Extension. Chops plants that are exactly 2 tiles away. So for the cutout cart, after moving, the cart takes a bonus action. And we can also get another one. So that's a stackable upgrade. This is a unique upgrade. So you could get that one multiple times. That's unique. Increase the huntress's range. You could get that multiple times. And then we have just general ones. So there was auto-cannibalism. Reduce the gnome's max health by 5, but receive 30 food instead. And with 40 gold, I have 48. I could unlock, before starting the expedition, you can choose a flexible upgrade that won't be sold at Helena's shop, or you can choose a flexible upgrade. You can choose basically 2 flexible upgrades. So what do we have here? Ninja. So it jumps to a different tile after getting hit. And I've now unlocked them by spending one of the maps. After jumping, deal 1 bonus damage to the next attack. Might as well. And jumps to a different tile after fully harvesting a resource. What the hell do they harvest? Might as well. Might as well pick up all these, actually. Don't have a ton of food. And I'll get one of those. So this is Leafy Hollows, and then we go on to Dry Canyon and Mushroom Jungle, which are the other 2 areas that we can see. I'm not too sure which is which, but basically as we'd advance, our city would grow, and we'd be able to place down more buildings. We can pick up the resources. We can just press OR to pick up everything. Out come our Carthers with more resources. So I have no cactus, no mushroom. So we're going to get those from the other areas. And they're going to be used then to build the other buildings that we saw. I did say at the start that I was going to expand my city utilizing the power of soup, and I haven't actually unlocked any new infrastructure. And I haven't unlocked any production. I think I have 3 buildings. I actually forget. Well, I have 4 buildings, but I don't know if I need resources for all of them. So I only have 3 Carthers. So there's 1 Carther by default, and then 2 more, because I built houses. Now, like I said I was going to expand the city. I didn't actually get anything. Any buildings, so do you know what? Yeah, there we go. There it is. There is the expansion. And I got an achievement for building a cosmetic buff. There it is. That is what gnomes gave their lives for. They braved the pits. They died for a big basket of carrots. This has been EcoGnomix. I've enjoyed this. I kind of passed this over. I saw it a few times on Twitch. I saw it pop up, I think, on Steam and a couple of places. I didn't really know what to think of it. I passed it over. I've had tremendous fun with this. I think there's a small bit of balancing that needs to be done, possibly with the difficulty. So as you build more buildings, the later stages start to get tougher and tougher and tougher. So we saw there towards the end of the run that I was fairly well screwed. There wasn't a huge amount that I was able to do in a couple of scenarios. I've seen some people complain about that. I think it's just a matter of there's a bit of luck involved, but there's also a bit of playing your cards correctly, playing your gnomes correctly. I could have done a couple of things there that would have built up a better position at the start of the run that would have carried me through the latter stages. There was a couple of mistakes, there was a couple of things I could have done more efficiently, but I've actually really enjoyed this. And if you like the look of it, you can find a link to the EcoGnomix Steam page below in the description. Comment below and tell me who your favourite gnome is. I think mine is the Boomeranger, because of how he speaks gibberish in an Australian accent. Thank you for joining me on this episode. I hope to see you again in future, because the next time we descend into the caves, I'm going to need somebody to apply auto-cannibalism to get food for the bats.